Listen closely to the hum of the city outside your window. It is a relentless sound, isn't it? It's the vibration of 1,000 expectations, the digital glare that never sleeps, the crushing weight of having to be whole and perfect in a world that only rewards the finished product. You carry an exhaustion that sleep cannot cure. You feel the jagged edges of your own soul, the places where past failures, broken promises, and sudden traumas have left deep, unsightly gashes. You've learned to be a master of camouflage. You apply the lacquer of a smile, the polish of a filtered life, hoping no one sees the structural cracks beneath. You fear that if the world saw the splinters, they would deem you damaged goods. You feel like a piece of wood discarded by the wayside, weathered by storms you never asked for, too rough for any meaningful purpose. You are tired of hiding. You are tired of the glue holding your pieces together. In the corner of the great workshop, there is a piece of timber. It is not straight. It is knotted, grayed by exposure, and split right down its heartwood. To the untrained eye, it is scrap. It is a mistake. It is firewood. This is the state of a heart, under the pressure of the world, brittle, dry, and screaming in its own silent way, for a touch that understands the difference between broken and becoming. You see your marks as scars of shame. You see the knots in your history, those stubborn, hard places where growth was painful and twisted as defects. You look at the grain of your life and see only the irregularities. You think the ideal piece of wood is smooth, uniform, and without history. But the wood that has no history has no soul. The wood that has never been stressed has no strength. You are raw, yes. You are splintered, yes. But you are exactly what the artisan has been looking for. Then he enters. He doesn't come with the noise of industrial machines or the cold efficiency of a factory. He comes with the scent of cedar and the warmth of a sun-drenched workshop. The artisan, he doesn't recoil when he touches your rough edges. His hands, calloused and steady, move over your surface with a terrifyingly beautiful tenderness. He feels every splinter. He knows exactly how deep the crack in your heartwood goes. He doesn't reach for a filler to hide the mark. He reaches for a chisel and a plane, guided by an ancient, divine technique. Watch his hands. There is no haste in his movement. He works with the grain, not against it. He understands that the trauma in the wood, the knot where a branch was torn away, is actually the strongest part of the fiber. He spends hours sanding away the bitterness of the past, not to erase your story, but to reveal the hidden luster beneath the grime. He applies the oil. It is thick, fragrant, and healing. It seeps into the deepest recesses of your cracks. In his workshop, the mark is not an error. It is a point of interest. It is where the light will eventually catch. When he looks at your damaged history, he sees a masterpiece in progress. He is not just repairing you. He is restoring you to a glory you didn't know you possessed. He is turning your splinters into strength and your scars into a unique map of grace. Every stroke of his hand says, "You are not a mistake. You are mine." Now, the artisan sets down his tools. The workshop grows quiet. The dust of the process hangs like gold in the afternoon light. Selah, stop running. Stop trying to sand yourself down. The restoration is not your job. It is his. Your only task is to remain on the workbench. Your only mission is to trust the hands that were pierced for the sake of the wood. The marks you tried so hard to hide. They are the very places where his oil shines the brightest. You are being shaped into something that can hold weight, something that can offer shade, something that speaks of a beauty that only comes through the fire and the tool. Rest in the process. The carpenter is not finished with you yet, and the end result will be more breathtaking than the perfection you once chased. Peace is not the absence of marks. Peace is knowing the artisan who holds the tool.